but it's not working out anymore, so we should end it. Why did I subject myself to such playing the victim card? How and why I fell for them over and over and over again. Because how dare you call your friend a liar? It's not worth it. Unpopular opinion, or probably not so much. I feel like we need to start normalizing ending friendships the same way that we would probably end our romantic relationships. And by this I mean, hey, listen, we tried this for however long, it worked for as long as it did, but it's not working out anymore, so we should end it kind of thing. The whole ghosting each other after investing so much time and effort in making the friendship itself work for as long as it did is getting old and probably tiring, to say the least. Hello gorgeous, I am Kimberly Mareme, lover of makeup and all things beauty, and on most days I love myself a good chit chat. So welcome to a segment that is very close to my heart called She Heals, episode 2, where we are going to talk about the unseen wounds of platonic love and navigating toxic friendships. Yeah, it's heavy enough as it is. That is why I got myself a little glass of milk. That is exactly what I was craving for today, and I hope that you have yours too. Y'all, today I was feeling very extra and I wanted to look gorgeous for you guys, and I hope I did exactly that because I feel good. I feel good. Before we dive into this question, I would love for you to pause the video for at least 3 minutes, ne? And ask yourself this question and really answer it. How was your week? I'll go first. My week, to be honest, was nothing short of stress. I was stressed this entire week. I was scared. My heart was heavy, mainly because of things that are out of my control. And at this point, I am trusting God to do it all for me because I can't. But it still was scary for me to, well, it still is scary for me to have to sit and just like look at things unfold in front of me when I can't do anything about it. But other than that, I'm alive and I've made it through the week. So now it's your turn to tell me how your week was in the comment section because I would love to read all about it. The uncomfortable truth is that about 84% of women or 80% of men, according to what I have read, get to experience a toxic friendship at least once in their life. And this is one of those things I feel like in life we can't dodge, and we actually have to painfully go through them in order to get to see the kind of person that we are, or maybe the lessons that we might have needed to learn after the experience. And if there's anybody who somewhat have experience in such, is Kimberly, because I have, in a very funny and weird way, I have experienced a number of toxic friendships that for the most part have ended very badly. Like, have you ever sat down and wondered to yourself, why did I subject myself to such toxic and really painful behavior for a really long time, even after experiencing and seeing so many warning signs? Because I know I have. I think for me, it would be a case where I would see something very small, right? And I just try to convince myself that, but Kimberly, why would you want to ruin a relationship, maybe let's say that is 20 years old, for something that makes you feel uncomfortable and hurts you just like once a week when you see that person? It's not worth it. The craziest thing is that in the many times that I found myself to be in such a situation, I realized that it's always been the exact same pattern. And I understand that toxicity shows up differently in different situations for different people. But for me, I noticed that it's always been these 4 things, which actually makes me wonder how and why I fell for them over and over and over again. Firstly, it would be the unnecessary lies, or white lies as people call them, that would start off as small things, right? And then they start manifesting and they grow into bigger things and bigger lies that could potentially be detrimental to the friendship itself or even somebody's life. Then comes the manipulation, simply to shift the focus from uncovering the actual truth to accepting the lie as the actual truth. Then my personal favorite, which actually cracks me up every time somebody does it, the gaslighting. Because how dare you call your friend a liar, right? And then lastly, playing the victim card, especially when the truth is out there and they have nothing to run to. I really feel like we subject ourselves in clinging on to such friendships for as long as we do, even when we see that it's hurting us, and even when we can tell that this is not something that is serving us anymore, because we have undermined the magnitude of the kind of emotional investment that we might have dedicated in the friendship, that might even turn out to be tied to a really large part of our identity. It almost feels like if I were to let go of this friendship with this person, even if it's toxic, it feels like I'm letting go a part of myself that I've known for so long. And the thing is, separating from a friend can look a little bit different, or it can be more challenging than if you were to separate from a romantic partner, because friendships often lack boundaries and expectations that might come with romantic relationships. For example, before two people get into a relationship, there's always that period where they come together and they may clearly express and communicate what exactly is it that they expect from each other and they expect from the relationship itself, also making it known what their boundaries may be or even their deal breakers. While in friendships, it can somewhat be a free playground. Like, we met and we bonded on something that is mutual, and we never really got a chance to express the expectations that we could potentially have, create boundaries for each other, or anything of that kind. And the weird thing about struggling and not being able to remove yourself from said toxic friendships is because sometimes the brain has the tendency of associating pain and discomfort with a sense of familiarity, a sense of security, or even normality. Maybe because that's all we've subjected ourselves to for a really long time, so automatically that's all we know. Or maybe even because said friendship was created on trauma bonding and the lack of emotional regulation that has made us accustomed to feeling overwhelmed or hurt, and categorizes those feelings into something that is familiar and something that is rather safe and not harmful. But the question remains, how does one navigate, or rather move themselves away from said harmful or toxic friendships? The answer is simple, to be honest. Tough love. Tough love towards yourself. It is okay to acknowledge that life is life. Life is not always fair, and it won't always work in your favor. But you need to hold yourself to a much higher standard than you have in the past. You need to hold yourself accountable and start prioritizing setting boundaries and letting people know what those boundaries are, to be able to maintain a healthy relationship first with yourself, and a healthy relationship automatically with the others around you. And I want you to remember that most times when somebody is deliberately trying to hurt you in a friendship, it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with the kind of person that they are and the demons that they are fighting behind closed doors. So it is time for you to work on those people-pleasing tendencies and cut ties with people that don't serve you anymore. Not being friends with someone, especially if it is toxic, simply because you are afraid of losing a really big part of who you are, is not going to kill you, my angel. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, or you found one or two things helpful. Comment down in the comment section and tell me how your week was, because I would love to hear all about it. And perhaps tell me what is it that you would love to hear me talk about. And if you like this video, click that like button, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you get notified every single time Kimberly Mareme posts every Sunday at 6 p.m. Bye, gorgeous.